What's up, everybody? I just found an article on Billboard that's a few weeks old but has really interesting news regarding artist royalties. Anyone who's been following me might know that this is a big topic of discussion for me, modernizing the way that we account and pay royalties to artists and trying to solve the issues we're having with streaming payouts being super low and recording contracts, having a bunch of advances you need to repay and where's the money coming from. I think there's a lot of room for improvement in the space, and this might be one way to do it. So let's look at this article and we'll talk our way through it. So, SoundCloud and Merlin strike deal on fan powered royalties. Merlin members, including independent labels and distributors. This is like a music group, and underneath Merlin, there are several labels, distributors, other music operations right under this umbrella company of Merlin. So, Merlin members will explore new revenue opportunities via the platform's user-centric payment model. SoundCloud announced on May 4th that Merlin members, including artists working with Secretly, Symphonic Distribution, Too Lost, Amuse, and Sync Music, these are all entities that are owned by Merlin, among others, will now have access to its fan-powered royalties program. So this is the change that we want to talk about. So most streaming services pay out based on a pro rata model, which collects all subscriber revenue and then disperses earnings based on each rights holder's share of the total streams. So you have a big bucket that is the subscriber money you got that month, and a big list of song plays, it's the data for your song plays, and you just divvy up the money amongst all the right holders for the song plays based on the amount of money you had in the subscription pool. So it's just a percentage of the total basket, right? But fan-powered royalties, by contrast, direct a portion of every listener's subscription or advertising revenue, if it's a freemium model, it's ad revenue, directly to the tracks they listen to. So if a user only listened to 2 artists a month, for example, those 2 artists would split the price of that user's subscription after SoundCloud takes its cut off the top. So this is completely different. This is of my $10 for this month, say, if I only listened to Billie Eilish and Pink, each of them would get $5 directly. So this is a completely different model, which actually directly assigns a portion of your subscription fee to the artist that you listen to, with no in-between pooling or commingling of that data and those funds. So this could be a big deal. So let's hear what they have to say about it. At SoundCloud, we're committed to being artists first, SoundCloud CEO Elias Satan said in a statement. Elias Seaton said in a statement? The FPR model takes streaming royalties, makes streaming royalties more equitable, helps artists benefit directly from their fans, and opens the door for more meaningful fan-to-artist connection. I'm thrilled that Merlin's extraordinary community of independent labels and distributors, and by extension their artists, will now benefit. The Merlin CEO, Jeremy Sirota, added that the partnership provides our members and their artists with new revenue opportunities, as well as empowering fans to directly support their favorite artists from across Merlin's global membership. This collaboration will strengthen Merlin's community of independent right holders and provide them and their artists the tools to build closer relationships with fans. I'm not sure about all that. We'll have to see what else comes of this in terms of artist engagement, fan rewards and kickbacks, and, maybe promotions and programs and cool opportunities that you can provide to your fans outside of just getting paid for your streaming. But I think the initial impact of this is obviously in the royalty accounting and revenue payment area. SoundCloud initially launched fan power royalties in 2021, a couple years ago. Many in the industry have wanted this for years, Michael Weissman, SoundCloud's then CEO, said at the time. As the only direct-to-consumer music streaming platform and next-generation artist services company, the launch of fan-powered royalties represents a significant move in SoundCloud's strategic direction to elevate, grow, and create new opportunities directly with independent artists. This is one thing that SoundCloud is doing really well, is catering to these independent artists who control their own works and don't have the backing of a major label or the contracts or the legal situation in place with the label for that matter. So the fact that SoundCloud is doing this, I think is pretty positive because they are in the business of helping the little guy artist. In a subsequent interview with Billboard, Weissman argued that the fan-powered royalties program changes streaming from what today is just accessing a catalog of music into truly more of a community platform. And I think that's true. Like I said, instead of just throwing your subscription fee into a bucket that gets commingled with everybody else's subscription fee, and then this pool of money gets, divvied up at the end of the month to all the rights holders, you're actually voting with your dollars, so to speak, with portions of your subscription fee directly to the tracks that you are streaming. There's no kind of intermediate step, which is really cool. We can provide an enormous amount of information back to artist managers and major labels to actually get at the heart of this, which is who are the 10,000 people who are my true fans, that over 30% of their listening time is going to that artist. You'll get much more useful data out of this if you're actually tracking user to artist. You still have data on play counts today. This is already a thing, but it's not being accounted the same way. And that data isn't as important in the pro rata model as it will be in a fan-powered direct subscription allocation model like this. Warner Music Group became the first major to opt into SoundCloud's fan-powered royalties last summer, which actually figures to me because I worked with Warner briefly at Napster Streaming Radio on their deliveries and things, and they were always very tech-forward and very eager to adopt new technologies, new ways of doing things, HD audio, high-quality streaming, things like this. So it sort of figures to me that Warner is the first major to go in on something like this. While fan-powered royalties, also known as user-centric, were in vogue as one alternative to the pro rata model, recently the music industry has been discussing a new payout model, this is a third option, that Universal Music Group dubbed artist-centric. In January, UMG announced a partnership with Tidal to research how, by harnessing fan engagement, digital music services and platforms can generate greater commercial value for every type of artist. And UMG announced that it partnered with Deezer on a similar initiative. Now, I don't want to go too far into this because, it's still unclear what the artist-centric model would look like. It's too early for that. I don't think that they've described enough of a description of that, at least based on this article, to really talk about it at length. I think the meat of this article is about this SoundCloud fan-powered royalties approach, which I'll be paying really close attention to. Personally, I don't put a lot of music out on SoundCloud as a means of distribution because I just don't feel that the discovery is there and a lot of the user experience is not quite there on SoundCloud versus the other streaming outlets. But if they start doing this fan-powered royalty model and it proves successful and helping artists, get paid what they're worth, so to speak, I might have to put some more stuff on SoundCloud. I still think they're a really cool project. I just don't lean on it very much, but I might have to do more if this is a success. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that fan-powered royalties are a good idea? Would you rather just pay your subscription and drink from the music tap like you do today? Or do you want your dollar for every stream to go more directly to the artist who created that content? Sound off in the comments. Take care.